Okay, so today I want to talk about something interesting, and I dressed, like this because I thought the topic was supposed to be serious. Then I think I'm not gonna be serious. So, but I'm like, okay, if I went to the effort to like put this shit on, then might as well wear it, right? Probably should cut this out. Mm. Anyway, today I want to talk about capital cities. Now, I mean capital cities everywhere, so not just like from a specific country or region. What prompted this conversation is me talking with my friend. So I am in Eastern Europe, and in the whole of Europe, I think the concept of blood is important because, like, people. Sorry, I have to fix something. It's been driving me fucking crazy. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. It's driving me fucking crazy. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so the concept of blood is important in a sense that um, you are much more valuable in a society if you, like, if your ancestors are. Oh my goodness, please, can we have one video that's like kind of professional? Jesus Christ, what's next? Is the camera gonna fall? Anyway, so yeah, the concept is you're more word, word. You're more, huh? You're more word. You're.
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to
It
find
does. It does.
You have a bigger worth if your bloodline is from the capital. So there is a problem with this, obviously, but we're gonna get to that. I kind of believe, and like this girl that I was talking to, like I said, her bloodline is from the capital city, and I am not. Like, my family grew up in a small fucking, country town, so we kind of have different like upbringings and different lifestyles. So a lot of these people who, when I say these people, I mean people who, like, their parents are from the capital city and their grandparents, they have this sort of entitlement as like, we are the best, we're the capital city, and all you fucking farm people who came from your fucking farms, y'all ain't shit. Why the fuck are you in my, like, why the fuck are you in my hood? Basically stuff like that, and it's wrong on so many levels. And I remember another conversation that I had with my cousin. We were talking about, like, being an immigrant in like bigger cities and stuff like that, and he really raised a good question, saying how, and yeah, he is truly the genesis of this, like, argument that big cities don't belong to the people, is that capital cities slowly stop becoming like national cities and more become like international zones. And this is, by the way, not an anti-immigrant video at all. So capitals are a global production. So capitals are a global production. They're not just cities, they're brands. So for example, Paris, you think art, the Seine, the Louvre, the wine, the baguette. So it's kind of like, and I'm not saying like the France, the country itself is like that. It's like the culture is created outside of the capital city, and then it's like exploited into the capital city. Usually, sometimes they get lost in translation, and sometimes these stereotypes and these brands do not reflect these countries, where they're at, if that makes sense, I guess. Because, like, capitals absorb so many cultures. It's not like usually one nation lives there. That's the whole point of capitals. You have embassies. Chances are you're gonna have immigration, which is, by the way, a good thing. I'm not, anti-immigrant. Let's look at Kabul. Now, what the fuck is that? It's a capital city of Afghanistan, and obviously Afghanistan is not doing, so well, and I assume that in Kabul only Afghans live. And let's look at somewhere like London. So you have like billions of cultures in London, and look at London. It's a, very strong city. Yeah, yes, now it's like has a big controversy, blah blah blah. But in a sense, it's an influential city. It's a big city. It's a powerful city. A lot of rich people live there. Yes, there's crime, but like it's a very powerful city. So I like the national identities become blurred in the capitals. Also, another thing that I've noticed, a language shift. So, for example, if your capital is like a touristy hub, people are gonna speak English, which is of course the like the I don't want to say the universal language, but just like the corporate you know investment language. So a lot of cafes and a lot of stores are going to change the names to sound more Englishy, if that makes sense. Also, if you live in Eastern Europe and, for example, your country writes in Cyrillic or maybe um, Arabic letters or stuff like that, there is going to be stores in the capital city where it's going to be like written in like Latin letters, because like English is written in Latin letters, so it's kind of like more globalized, more universal for everyone. So that's something that I noticed. Capitals are where the decisions are made, the change is made, policies, investments, the visibility is big. So I want to talk about. Okay, so it's recording. I have PTSD. I want to talk about like my hometown, which is like a very small place and a capital city. So like when there's a protest in the capital city, of course it's going to be covered by the media. Chances are it's going to be a big protest because it's a big city, right? You can create much more commotion. You're in the center of like stuff, so chances are you're going to create a bigger noise. While if you are from a town that has like 20k people, you're gonna attempt to do a protest, and there's a big chance that not a lot of people are gonna show up. It's not gonna get media coverage. Changes are not gonna be made because like, what do you have to like? What are you gonna do in this small town? Unless this change is specific to this town, it's not gonna matter. But if you want to change something that's on a bigger scale, like on a national scale, you need to do it in the capital city. But I'm not calling on violence or anything, or protests. So okay, I have to say this because I live in Eastern Europe, and we have a dictator. So this is not against a dictator. I love a dictator. Okay, everything is fine. We are happy. But anyways, what I wanted to say is a lot of people are starting these protests in many cities, and like maybe the third biggest city, the second biggest city, the fourth biggest city. It's like nothing you do matters in these small places on a national level. So if you want to create real changes, you have to, if I say storm a capital. No, I'm not a Trump supporter. I had to use this reference because it's so good and juicy. I just had to. So anyway, if you take the control of the capital, you essentially take the control of the whole country. And now I want to talk about more on a personal level compared to like on a national level. Now here's another lovely quote that I found that I like. I don't know where, by the way, but it says, capitals reward ambition, not belonging, which is true, because capitals are basically pressure cookers. There's huge anxiety. Everyone is hustling. Everyone is trying to make it. Everyone is using everyone. Someone always has an agenda. I know that sounds horrible to say, but it really is like that. Because like I don't live in London, I don't live in New York. New York is not a capital, but low-key it is de facto capital of the United States, if you really think about it. So like I said, everyone kind of has an agenda. And yeah, you can have someone as a friend, but you're also sometimes thinking, oh, I have a doctor, I can, use him if like, Lord forbid, something, blah, blah, blah. So you make these hustle connections based on your like needs and I guess that's networking, so like, I guess it's normalized, but coming from a small town, it's like icky, but it is like that. It's very hard. Me personally, I love it. I enjoy it. I love the opportunities that the big city offer. Cause like in my small towns, uh, when a factory closed, my whole family lost their jobs, and not just my family, but like a bunch of people. And it's like you don't just have like another factory. It's like it's a small town. You're fucked. So my family was fucked. They should have, of course, moved, but for some reason they chose not to, and you know. But I love it because like you can just hop on other opportunities. You network, you meet, new people, new opportunities open up, new doors. Some small, some big, something faster, something like sometimes it will take longer. In a small town, that doesn't happen. Your factory closes, you're done. You have nothing. You can maybe work in like your corner shop or like a post office if you have a connection with the government. And it's like I truly I'm as someone who like went to live in a capital and never looked back, and I'm trying to move in a bigger capital. I cannot imagine people who live in small towns, and that's like not a disrespect or offense. It's just like my brain cannot fathom. I have good friends, and they say, "Oh, I don't like the fast lifestyle. I don't like the public transportation." But why is the public transportation a problem? It's like, and I ask them, and they're like, "Well, sometimes when it's rush hour, um, I have to wait two street lights on the same two red lights on the same street light," and it's like, well, yeah, you're going home on a 5 p.m. on like a Monday, yeah. What you expect? Also, yeah, some capitals are better than others for this. If you have a metro, a bike lane, like depends on the infrastructure, but overall, you cannot escape this situation. And for them, like it's obviously overwhelming. The lack of nature. I hate nature. I grew up in a small town. Nature was everywhere. It was beautiful. It was waterfalls. Yeah, waterfalls, lakes, rivers. Well, not lakes, rivers, nature. You know, beauty, beauty, beauty. You know what I see? I see a bunch of bugs, lizards, snakes, frogs, mosquitoes, people gossiping about each other. You like lack of accessibility. If you need, by the way, I needed help one time, like 911. Oh my god, like I couldn't get a cab. I couldn't get a car to take me to the ER. I had to physically, while being poisoned, walk on like minus something degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And of course they didn't help me. They like I don't even. I just and I don't know. It was just a bad experience. But anyway, I love like now it's like 2 a.m. right now. So I can literally go to the market and grab chips, grab sodas. I can grab food. There's like a grill that's close that's working 24 hours. There's a cafe that works 24 hours. There is everything. And I love that. It's privilege. And if you live in a small place, you don't get to have that. I remember, I mean, I've lived in that environment for a very long time, and it's like, you go to the shop or whatever, you buy something, and then you forget. You cannot just like go back. It's gonna take like 40 minutes at best if you have a car. So, and here now, if I forget something, I'll just like go to the corner store. It's gonna take me 5 minutes, to go and to come back. If there's a self-checkout cash machine, boom, 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 very fast. And it's working 24 hours. But in small cities, you don't have anything, honestly, besides that beautiful nature and waterfalls and snakes and frogs. I don't even know what you have there. So, yeah, if you can basically survive the pressure, the anxiety, big cities can give you a lot of opportunities. The bigger the city, the better. So, like, if you live in Warsaw, Warsaw is a pretty city. I see the skyscrapers, never been there, but I will go there someday. But like, I'm sure that Paris, London, New York, and yes, like I said, New York is not a capital city, but I'm sure these big cities could give you more opportunities. So, if you're that kind of person, just go for it. And also, like, there is so much visibility here. Everything that's happening, it's happening in the capital city. yeah, I just have nothing else to add. That's it. It's just like I love living in the city. I wasn't someone who was born in the city. My family lineage doesn't live here, but I truly feel like someone who, I don't relate to the country lifestyle anymore. I mean, I never did. That's the point. But of course, I cannot say this to anyone because then they're gonna be like, "Oh, he forgot his roots." I didn't forget my roots. It's just like I've, assimilated better to this environment. I thrive in this environment. I am comfortable. Like I don't talk with anyone. In my hometown, I have no desire to go there. When everyone is deceased, I'm probably gonna sell the house because like I don't care. So yeah, it's just like overall living in a capital or just in a big city in general is awesome, and you guys should move. Just kidding. Do what you want to do.